Good evening. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. Are we ready to begin?
Yes, sir, we're ready to proceed.
All right. Let's go ahead then and, second here, I need some volume. We're going to bring this proceeding to order. This is the City of Deltona Special Magistrate agenda for Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. We're getting underway as scheduled at 5:30 p.m. My name is John Van Lanningham, and I am the city's Special Magistrate for Code Compliance. I'll be conducting tonight's hearings. Before we begin calling the cases, we do have a few preliminary matters to attend to. And let me first call the roll. If I could have the officers and inspectors who are here announce themselves.
Danny Ron, Code Compliance Manager.
Good evening.
Mark Gibson, Code Compliance Supervisor.
Good evening.
Todd Mead, Code Compliance Supervisor.
Lisa Nadeau, Fire
Good evening.
Inspector.
Hi there.
Sam Schaller, Deputy Fire Marshal.
Good evening.
Tom Ruddy, Code Compliance Officer.
Evening.
Jeff Scott, Code Compliance Officer.
Good evening.
Renee Kearney, Code Compliance Administrative Supervisor.
Jessica
evening.
Cotterman, Hearing Clerk.
And good evening.
That is all, sir.
All right. Very good. And let me at this time ask all of you who are able to do so, stand with me and say the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. And at this time, I will state on the record, I've had no communications ex parte with any participant in any of these proceedings, any parties other than the routine transmission of files between the city and myself for tonight's hearings. I have the agenda and minutes from last month's meeting, February 25, 2026. Are there any objections to the approval of those minutes? No objections, so those minutes will be approved. Are there any other announcements that need to be placed on the record at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to
Go ahead.
continue. We'd like to continue case 5 Fire 018-2026 2810 Elkham Boulevard.
All right, we're continuing that to the April setting.
April 22nd.
So I'll grant the continuance, yeah.
Thank you. That's all we have.
All right, let me go ahead and swear in our inspectors and officers and any witnesses in the audience who are planning to give testimony in any of the hearings. If you would all please raise your right hands for me. You swear or affirm the testimony you'll give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right, thank you. And at this time, we can begin calling the cases. We'll start with the old business.
Your Honor, our first case will be DEL 26007, 1211 Abigail Drive, Officer Todd Mead.
All right, do we have anyone here for the respondent?
No, Your Honor, at this time. Just to be.
All right.
Okay.
May proceed.
My name is Todd Mead. I'm employed by the City of Deltona as a Code Compliance Supervisor. Will be Massey case number DEL 26007, The City of Deltona versus RDG Investments LLC. The property address is 1211 Abigail Drive. The parcel ID number is 813-005-480140. The statutory requirements for this notification of this hearing have been met by the notice of hearing and notice of code violation sent certified mail to the property owner at the address listed with the property appraiser's record. In addition, both notices were posted at City Hall at least 10 days prior to the hearing. All of the evidence in this case, including the photographs, have been marked as exhibits and submitted to the Special Magistrate Clerk. I certify any and all photographs to be true and accurate portrayals of what I observed on the day they were taken. It was ruled on January 28, 2026 that the property owner was given 14 days to comply. The owner did not come into compliance within those 14 days and has been receiving a fine of $100 a day since February 12, 2026. As of today, the property has accrued a total fine of $4,200 at 42 days. The city is requesting that the fines continue at $100 per day.
All right, so I will receive the city's exhibits into evidence, and based on the testimony and the exhibits, I will enter the order imposing the fine, which is accrued to date of $4,200 and will continue at the rate of $100 per day until the property has been brought into compliance. Is there anything else the city needs on this one?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, our next case will be DEL 26009 A and B at 1330 Elkham Boulevard. Officer Scott.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Code Compliance Officer Jeff Scott. This will be Massey case DEL 26009 A and B, City of Deltona versus Jeffrey D. and Marcy A. Meyer. Property address is 1330 Elkham Boulevard, Deltona, Florida 32725. Parcel ID is 813-009-380070. It was ruled on January 28, 2026 that the property owner was given 14 days for violation A and 30 days for violation B to comply. The owner did not come into compliance within those days and have been receiving a fine of $25 a day since February 11, 2026 for violation A and $25 a day since February 27, 2026 for violation B. As of today, the property has accrued a total fine of $1,075 over 43 days for violation A and a total fine of $675 over 27 days for violation B. The city is requesting that the fine continue at $25 per day for each violation.
So the total accrued fine over both violations is it $1,750?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so, and there's no one here on behalf of the respondents?
Not at this time.
All right. So I will receive the city's exhibits in evidence at this time, and based on the exhibits and the testimony, I'll find that the violation continues and has continued since the compliance deadline, or deadlines, actually, in this case. And we'll enter the order imposing fine at 43 days for violation A, 27 days for violation B, for a total of $1,075 for violation A. I think it's $700 for violation, no, $675 for violation B, and that's a total of $1,750 through the hearing date. And these fines will continue until the property has been brought into compliance. Is there anything else that the city needs on this one?
Your Honor, just for clarification, can we repeat the
Yes.
total fine for both fines together? Did you say
Let's look.
$1,750?
Let me look at it again. It's you said 43 days for violation A,
Yes, sir.
so that's $1,075?
Yes.
And 27 days for violation B, so that's $700?
It was 675 over 27 days.
675.
Yes. So a total of $1,750.
I'm sorry, got my numbers transposed here. So, yeah, the total fine is $1,750, correct?
Yes, sir.
For the 43 days of violation for A and 27 days for violation B.
Yes,
Is there
sir.
anything else the city needs on this one?
No, Your Honor, that'll be all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, our next case will be DEL 26016, and that's 1432 Tivoli Drive. Officer Tom Reddy.
Oh, sorry, let me get that case number again if I could, please. Yeah, I'm sorry, which case is it?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's going to be fire 0442025. This is a Massey. And this will be at 679 Vicksburg Street. Parcel number 813004380350. Property owner will be Caesar Burgess, and Tamara Pita Pinheiro, and that'll be Sam Shaw.
All right.
Good evening, Your Honor. Record, my
Good
name
evening.
is Sam Shall, employed by the City of Deltona as the Assistant Fire Marshal. This will be case number 044-2025, City of Deltona versus Cedar Boreas and Tamara Pinheiro. Parcel ID is 813-004-380-350. This is a Massey case. This was initially a case for a violation of Chapter 42, Article 4, Fire Codes, Chapter 42-186, which adopts the latest edition of the Florida Fire Prevention Code. In specific, the Florida edition of NFPA 1, Chapter 30.3.5.1, states all buildings shall be protected throughout by an automatic supervised automatic sprinkler system installed in accordance with 30.3.5.1 through 30.3.5.6, and NFPA 1, Chapter 18.2.3.2.1, a fire apparatus access road shall extend to within 50 feet of at least one exterior door can be opened from the outside, and that provides interior access to the interior of the building. It was ruled on October 22nd, 2025. The property owner was given 120 days to comply. Property did not come into compliance within those 120 days, has been receiving a fine of $50 per day since February 20th, 2026. As of today, the property has accrued a fine of $3,400 over 34 days. As of today's date, excuse me, Your Honor, I apologize. I misspoke. The property has been receiving a fine of $100 a day, not $50 a day, since February 20th, 2026. As of today's date, property is still not in compliance. In closing, the city would like to request that the fine of $100 per day continue till such time that the property owner has notified the city of compliance, compliance verified by a fire safety inspector.
All right, very good. Is there anyone here for the respondents?
Yes.
Let me hear from the respondents.
Your Honor, I respectfully ask you to consider those fines to be unlawful. The property in question is not a commercial building, and a demolition permit has already been submitted. It should currently be either approved or in the final stages of review by the building department.
I'm sorry, the permit is undergoing permit review at this time?
Yes.
And the permit to do what? Change of occupancy?
I'm sorry?
What's the permit for? Install the sprinkler system? What's the permit for?
For the
Oh,
demolition?
demolition.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, all right, so, is demolishing the building, let me ask the city, will demolition of the structure bring the property into compliance?
Correct, Your Honor. The demolition of the structure or reverting it back to a accessory dwelling unit instead of a converted apartment building would solve the violation. The permit was applied for earlier this month. I believe it was 16 days ago. It was rejected by our building department plan review. They're currently waiting a response from the contractor. There are a few issues on the plans.
All right. And who was I speaking to for the respondents?
I'm representing my parents, and I'm translating for my mother,
Okay, and what's your name?
Anna Clara.
Anna Clara, okay. All right, Miss Clara, well, yeah, I understand what you're telling me, and it's good to hear that there are efforts underway to bring the property into compliance. As far as the argument concerning whether the violations were lawful or lawfully determined, that's really not an issue before me this evening because the violations were already adjudicated in a prior hearing. There's been a finding of violation already made. So I'm not reviewing that determination here tonight. I'm accepting that as having been lawfully and properly entered and correct, unless and until it's reversed on appeal. And that's not my role to determine. The evidence from the city is that the violation continues, and your statements to me confirm that in as much as you're seeking a demolition permit that when issued and executed and closed would bring the property into compliance by removing the offending structure, but that hasn't been accomplished yet. And in the meantime, the previously entered fines continue to accrue. Based on the evidence presented, including the exhibits which I'll receive in evidence in the testimony, I am going to enter the order imposing the fine, which has accrued for 34 days at $100 per day. So as of the hearing date, it's $3,400, and that will continue to accrue at $100 a day until this property has been brought into compliance. After that property is brought into compliance, there may be remedies for reviewing the fine, but at this time, the evidence is clear that the violations continue, and therefore, I will enter the order imposing the fine. Is there anything else that the city had or needed on this one?
No, Your Honor, nothing to add.
And Ms. Claire, did you have any questions? Ms. Claire, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in, and you're free to go.
Your Honor, our next case will be Fire 0502025. This is a massive case. Property address is 1200 Deltona Boulevard, Deltona, Florida 32725.
All right.
All right. Good evening, Your Honor. It's again Assistant Fire Marshal Samuel Schaller. This will be case number Fire 050-2025. City of Deltona versus Deltona Wellness LP. Parcel ID is 813-006-000-020. This will be a Massey case. This was initially a case for a violation of Chapter 42, Article 4, Fire Codes, Chapter 42, which 186, which adopts the latest edition of the Florida Fire Prevention Code. In specific, the Florida edition of NFPA 1, Fire Code, Chapter 13.1.8, all fire protection systems and devices shall be maintained in a reliable operating condition, shall be replaced or repaired where defective or recalled. It was ruled on January 28, 2026. Property owner was given 30 days to comply. Property did not come into compliance within those 30 days, received a fine of $50 a day from February 28, 2026 to March 17, 2026, before coming into compliance after the deadline imposed by the special magistrate. Closing, city would like to request that the total fine, $900, which was $50 per day from February 28, 2026 to March 17, 2026, be imposed upon the property.
All right. So I will receive the city's exhibits and evidence. And is there anyone here for the respondents?
Yes, sir. My name is Michael Mather, and I'm the property manager and represent the owners.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. We'd like to appeal the fine. There's two issues at hand here. Number one is the notifications for the hearing and the fines are going to the wrong address in spite of the owners insisting that he has made every attempt to change the address so that the notifications come on a timely basis. And then about 2.5 weeks ago, I approached Captain Schaller on a different issue and mentioned that I was concerned that I was in a violation where the fines were accruing, and whether I did not communicate what I was asking him clearly or whether he did not understand what I was asking him clearly, he assured me that those fines were not accruing yet, and so I did not proceed with the same kind of speed that I probably would have because I'm dealing with many other issues with many other properties. So we're just appealing, the corrections have been made, and I'm sure Captain Scheller can assure you of that. We're just appealing that the fines go away because of these two issues.
All right. Well, when you say that you want the fines to go away, can you, I'm not sure what the basis for doing that would be at this point. I know you mentioned at the outset that you wanted to appeal the fines. As you know, there was a prior finding of violation, after a previous evidentiary hearing. So that decision would be appealable, but not to me. Right now, the issue is the property, well, it is, the city says that it is, but that it remained out of compliance for a period of time. I guess it was 18 days after the compliance date, accruing a $900 fine. I mean, the only thing left for me to do right now is to enter an order imposing the fine. You could appeal that or pursue the city's administrative remedy if there is one for seeking a fine reduction or having a fine reduction hearing. That wouldn't be taken up tonight, though. I'm just trying to understand exactly what your position is. And as far as somebody saying the fines hadn't accrued, I mean, I'm not really sure what to say about that. I mean, I don't think that's sufficient to set up an estoppel. You need to have more evidence of that than some casual conversation. And maybe if you had something in writing or something more specific, making promises of that effect. But otherwise, there's really not much I can do with that.
I apologize for wasting your time, Your Honor. I was led to believe that that was the purpose of tonight, and that's why I was here.
All right. Well, okay. As I said, I'll receive the city's exhibits and evidence. I mean, based on the testimony and the exhibits, I don't think I think there's sufficient evidence to find that the violation did continue for a period of time after the compliance date, accruing a $900 fine. So I will enter the order imposing that fine, implementing the previous finding of violation. And is there anything else the city needs on this one?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thanks for coming. Did you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor, our next case will be Fire 054-2025 Massey. Property address will be 1382 Howland Boulevard, Deltona, Florida 32738.
Good evening, Your Honor.
All right.
I am Fire Inspector Lisa Nadeau. The City of Deltona versus EGE Holdings, LLC. Parcel number is 813-038-000-080. This is case number Fire-054-2025. This will be a Massey case. This was initially a case for a violation of Chapter 42, Article 4, Fire Codes Chapter 42-186, which adopts the latest edition of the Florida Fire Prevention Code. In specific, the Florida edition of NFPA 1, Chapter 11.1.8, all panel board and switchboards, pull boxes, junction boxes, switches, receptacles, and conduit bodies shall be provided with covers compatible with the box or conduit body construction and suitable for the condition of use. It was ruled on January 28, 2026, that the property owner was given 30 days to comply. The property did come into compliance with violations A and C within the 30 days. However, the property did not come into compliance with violation B within those 30 days and has been receiving a fine of $50 a day since February 28, 2026. As of today, the property has accrued a total fine of $1,250 over 25 days. As of today's date, the property is still not in compliance. The city would like to request that the fine of $50 per day continue until such time that the property owner has notified the city of compliance and compliance is verified by a fire safety inspector.
All right. Is there anyone here on behalf of the respondents?
No, sir.
All right. So I'll go ahead and receive the city's exhibits and evidence, and based on the testimony in the exhibits, I'll find that the property remains non-compliant with respect to violation B, which has been accruing $50 per day in per diem fines since the expiration of the compliance date. That fine has accrued now for 25 days, resulting in an accrued fine today of $1,250. We'll impose that fine as well as continue the per diem fine, which will continue to run at $50 per day until the property has been brought into compliance. Is there anything else the city needs on this one?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, our next case will be DEL 26016. Property address will be 1432 Tivoli Drive, Deltona, Florida 32725.
All right.
Good afternoon. I am Code
Good afternoon.
Compliance Officer Tom Ruddy. This is the City of Deltona versus Eduardo Rios Negron and Petronila Cruz. The parcel ID number is 813-007-810150. This is a violation of City of Deltona Ordinance Section 18-5, adopting the latest edition of the International Property Maintenance Code, Section 304.6, which states that all exterior walls shall be free from holes, breaks, and loose or rotting materials and maintained weatherproof and properly surface coated where required to prevent deterioration. Corrective action for said violation is to repair, replace garage door, exterior walls, doors, windows, and roof. This case began on August 6, 2025, per the request of Department Manager due to damage caused by a fire on July 17, 2025. Upon arrival at the property, I observed damage to exterior walls, roof, and the garage door. The property was vacant at the time. Door hanger was left and describing the violation and corrective actions. On December 19, 2025, the property remained in violation and a notice of violation was posted the same day on the front window. The resident was given until January 22nd to comply. As of today, the property is still in violation. The city requests 90 days, June 23rd, 2026, for the property to come into compliance with a fine in amount of $25 per day past this date. Your Honor, this was agreed upon with the property owner's attorney just prior to this hearing.
All right, very good. Is anyone here for the respondent?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. I'm Attorney Roman Secor. I'm representing Mr. Negron Rios. We have had some discussion with the city, and we have an extensive repair contract in place. It takes place in several stages according to the repairs that the city is wanting. That's consequently why they've given us 90 days, Your Honor. And so we respectfully request that you give us the 90 days. I don't know if it's possible to abate the fines pending compliance within 90 days.
If it's
Right.
in compliance within those 90 days, no fines will be
I
imposed.
appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, the property also has had extensive changes, sir. We did clean a lot of the property. I don't know if you've been out there to look at it recently.
Just from the sidewalk.
Okay.
I haven't walked around the property since then.
We can take photos and send it to you by email so you can see some of the compliance on the cleaning, if that would be
Is
acceptable.
that the cleaning of the interior of the property?
The exterior that you showed
Please,
in the
please
photo.
address with the special magistrate, please.
Yes, I apologize. Your Honor, it's the patio area that shows extensive damage on the photo that the city has provided us. That's been complied with and that's been cleaned. So if I can send photos to the code department to have them analyze that and see if that's acceptable.
Right. All right, and I take it you're in agreement that was represented with respect to the compliance date and the $25 per day fine if compliance is not achieved?
According to what I understood, is reserved or abated if compliance is achieved within 90 days.
Correct. If the property is in compliance on or before June 23rd
Yes, sir.
of this year, there will be no fine.
We appreciate that.
If it remains non-compliant, then starting on the 24th of June, $25 per day would begin to accrue.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, so I'll receive the county's exhibits and evidence based on the testimony and the representations of counsel and the agreement of the parties. We're going to set make a finding of violation in this case as charged in the notice. We'll set the compliance date to June 23rd, 2026, giving the property owners 90 days to bring this property into compliance and avoid accruing any fines. If compliance is not achieved by that date, a per diem fine of $25 will begin to accrue on June 24th and will continue to run until the property has been brought into compliance. Is there anything else that the city needs in this case?
No, Your Honor, not at this time.
Just respondent have any other questions?
No, thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may. Thanks for coming in. You're free to go.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, our next case will be Fire 0452025. It's a repeat of Fire 015-2025 Massey. Property address will be 1698 Diane Terrace, Deltona, Florida, 32725.
All right.
Good evening, Your Honor. I am Fire Inspector
Evening.
Lisa Nadeau. This is case number Fire-045-2025, the City of Deltona versus Harmony Clinic. The parcel ID number is 813-003-360200. This is a repeat case of Fire 015-2025. This is a violation of Chapter 42, Article 4, Fire Codes 42 through 186, which adopts the most recent edition of the Florida Fire Prevention Code as adopted by the State Fire Marshal for the following violations. Violation NFPA 1, Chapter 1.7.12.10. No construction work shall proceed until the AHJ has received the plans for compliance with the applicable codes and standards and the applicable permits have been issued. The corrected action would be to obtain an issued electrical permit for the newly installed medical equipment and associated electrical. This case began September 26, 2025, While conducting a follow-up inspection to open case Fire-015-2025 at this address, where I observed newly installed medical equipment and associated electrical. The property owner was notified of violation and requirements for the permit and given a time frame to correct said actions, or violations, I apologize. Permit electrical, or ELEC 25-0076 was applied for October 22nd, 2025 for the installation of the equipment. However, due to being an insufficient submittal, the permit has yet to be issued. A re-inspection conducted on October 29th, 2025 found the equipment still installed with no permit issued. A secondary re-inspection conducted on February 11th, 2026 found the violation still in place with no permit issued. In closing, due to this being a repeat violation of Article 42-186, NFPA 1, Chapter 1.7.12.10, in which this location was previously found in violation under case Fire-015-2025, which was heard before this magistrate on April 23, 2025, in accordance with Florida State Statutes 162.09, Section 1, staff would like to request a fine of $50 per day beginning retroactively to September 26, 2025, and to continue to be imposed daily until such time that the property owner has notified the city of compliance or a permit is issued for the electrical work being conducted.
All right, is there anyone here for the respondents?
Yes, I'm here. My name is Dr. Lester Carrero. I'm in representation with Harmony Clinic.
I'm sorry, can I get your name again, please?
Dr. Lester Carrero, the owner of Harmony Clinic.
All right, Mr. Carrero, or Dr. Carrero, excuse me. Did you have any questions for the inspector?
No questions for her, but I got some things I'd like to say.
All right, let me just ask before we do that, I just want to clarify something. If I could go back to the inspector, just a question for the city here. Just so I understand, the case Fire 015-2025, the prior case and the prior finding, was there an order imposing the fine in that case, or this is simply a situation where the violation continued past the previously entered compliance date and has remained non-compliant all this time?
Good evening again, Your Honor. This is Cap Schaller, Assistant Fire Marshal. There was an order imposing fine found for that case, Fire 015-2025.
What dates did it run? I mean, is that still continuing to accrue fines?
That's correct, Your Honor. It's still continuing accruing fines.
Is it the same violation? I'm trying to understand, is it the same violation, the same type of violation that's now in front of me in the current case 045-2025?
It's the same, it's not the same act, but it's the same violation of the same section of the Fire Prevention Code.
But it's a different
Matter?
Right, different installation of equipment is what you're saying.
Yes, sir. The
Different-
original violation was for the construction of some walls, I believe some receptacles.
Plumbing.
This violation is for the installation of medical equipment and the associated electrical to it.
That's what I wanted to clarify. So this is the same violation, but it's different work.
Correct. Yes, sir.
All right, got it. All right, very good. Thank you. Dr. Carrera.
Yes. It all began in September, but the thing is that, I currently have an engineer to the case. He's out of the country right now, that's why I'm here. But I had a loss in my family. My dad passed away December 14th. So the whole process made it really hard for me to be able to maintain and keep, up front with this whole case. And then now, February 28th, I had my first daughter, so was born, so I'm happy about that, though. That's a great thing. But the thing is that right now on the case, I have an engineer working on the case, and it's already submitted the permits already. So I'm just waiting for the response of the city. That's all we're waiting for right now.
All right. All right, well, the issues that you're raising in terms of the, the personal issues, which, I mean, I'm sympathetic to the loss and congratulations for the birth of your child. Those really are matters that would go towards potentially a mitigation or reduction of the fine, but we're not really at that point yet because the property continues to be non-compliant. And I think those would be issues better addressed in a subsequent proceeding once the property's been brought into compliance. And it sounds to me like there's really no dispute about the existence of the violation. Did you have anything else, any other evidence that you wanted to present, Doctor?
The engineer is still, it's working on it, and it has been already submitted to the city, though. I'm just waiting on the city.
It's a plan review or permit review status at this point?
Correct.
Right.
And by the way, the equipment, if they don't like the equipment, I can remove it because it still hasn't been installed or connected to the power line. So if they don't like it, there I can remove it.
Okay. All right. Does the city have anything else to add? Any additional testimony?
No, sir.
All right. All right. Well, I'll receive the city's exhibits and evidence based on the testimony and the exhibits. I'm going to make a finding of violation. In fact, I don't think the violation per se is in dispute. I also could see based on the papers from the prior file that we have a repeat violation of the same, we have a repeat of the same violation. I'll, based on that finding as well, the finding of a repeat violation, I'll accept the city's recommendation to impose a retroactive fine in this case, which would begin running on September 26, 2025. And that would be at the rate of $50 per day and would run until the property is brought into compliance. After the property's been brought into compliance, Doctor, there may be some other remedies you have in terms of seeking reduction or mitigation, and some of these issues you've raised might be pertinent to that. But again, that's really not the issue before me tonight. And we're looking at whether there's a violation, and I think the evidence establishes that there is, and what the compliance date should be and what the fine should be. I will, rule as I have ruled in terms of those issues. There should be another stop after the property is in compliance, or at some point where we'd establish the exact amount of the fine in the future. Does the city have anything else on this one?
No, sir.
All right, Doctor, anything else?
Well, I mean, I'm working really hard, very hard, and you're making, I mean, it's making it harder for me. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. You're free to go.
Thank you very much.
That was the last case, sir.
I guess we continued that last one there. So, all right, very good. Is there any other business that the city would like to present? Any other matters?
No, sir, we appreciate it.
All right, well, very good. I will get these turned around fairly quickly. If, as before, you could post up some draft orders on these cases based on the oral rulings, I'll get those reviewed and revised and signed and back to you.
Thank you.
All right. There's nothing further. We're adjourned. I will see you next month.
Have a good night, sir.
You too.